We have a lot to talk about. Fortnite just released the stats showing that OG Fortnite is the most popular season in Fortnite history. We also just had the Chapter 5 map getting completely leaked, which has a lot of people really worried. I want to talk about what is going on with all the cheaters in the cup, with one of our tournaments today having over 10 of the 25 teams that earn cheating. I also want to talk about the squad kill records that were broken like crazy today. We have Mongraal back playing tournaments and absolutely popping off on Twitch. I want to give my overall thoughts on OG Fortnite so far. What is going on with it being impossible to find shield? Why can you not find a gold spaz to save your life? There's a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it. Fortnite OG has well and truly kicked off with a bang. Everyone can tell the social media numbers are absolutely ridiculous. We have streamers like Ninja pulling over 100,000 viewers on Twitch alone. People like Cypher PK and Typical Gamer getting over 100,000 viewers across their multiple accounts. We've seen the return of massive players and streamers like Mongraal. Mongraal's been smashing out like 12-hour streams every day, getting like 40,000-50,000 viewers, even trying his hand at competing again, which I want to talk in a little bit because it actually was really fun to watch. But we now have confirmation from Fortnite themselves. This is not just a popular season, it is the most popular Fortnite has ever been, including its peak in like 2018. They tweeted out today, way to start things off with a bang. We're blown away by the response to Fortnite OG. Yesterday was the biggest day in Fortnite's history, with over 44.7 million players jumping in and 102 million hours of play. So we've been able to check the in-game player count now because they've obviously got it in game, and we've seen the concurrent peak at I think 6.5 or 7 million players. So there was over 6.5 million people playing at one given time, but across the entire day we had 44.7 million different players jump in and try out Fortnite. It has been absolutely ridiculous, and apparently that's more than we even saw in peak Fortnite in 2018, because we didn't have the player count numbers back then. There was no in-game count to see how many people were playing. So the fact that Fortnite is releasing these stats is awesome. Before I recap all the craziness today and keep talking about OG Fortnite, I need to talk about something that got a lot of attention. We have the Chapter 5 map being leaked. Now remember, this season is only lasting 1 month, and then we're going into a brand new chapter. So we do have to start looking forward as much as we're enjoying right now. And this map leak has people pretty torn. iFireMonkey tweeted out, the Helios map is currently in the game files via Impeku, and this is the map. Now, bear with me. Okay, it's looking pretty rough, and a lot of people noticed that in the comments. This is obviously a bare bones early edition of the map. This is not how it's going to look at the very end. There's no trees, there's no buildings, there's no POIs. That's why it looks so weird. Now, second thing you probably noticed straight away, this looks a lot like the Chapter 2 map, like suspiciously so. You have obviously the whole Misty Meadows mountain vibe down the bottom. You have the lake in the middle with the different kind of, rivers that go out from it. You have what is honestly a much bigger version of Craggy and an island to the north, but ultimately you can definitely see comparisons between the Chapter 2 map and this one. So people thinking there is going to be some kind of theme going on here with us going back to OG Chapter 1 and now going into a different version of Chapter 2. In case you haven't been following the storyline, and don't worry, not many people have, there basically was no storyline for what's going on right now. There was no cinematics, there was no event. We've just gone back in time. But how I can describe that is what's going on with Epic Games at large. If you don't know, Donald Mustard, the creative director of Fortnite since the very beginning, has retired, and we've now brought in Charlie. This guy's got a crazy resume. He worked on God of War, he worked on the League of Legends show Arcane, he's worked on Marvel, he's worked on some massive franchise, and he is now the creative director going forward. So one of the main reasons for us going back in time is this now means he has a lot more creative freedom to take Fortnite in a direction that he wants, that he thinks will be good for the game and for the player base, without having to tie it all back in to old Fortnite, right? If he didn't like the way that Donald Mustard did a certain character, if we're now in a new timeline, we've gone back in time, he can change it. So as much as it's not really getting an explanation for why we've gone back in time, there's just something going on with Kato Thorne having a time machine, and there's some leaks for what's coming in the future seasons. Top 5 Gaming always does a fantastic job of kind of recapping that. If you're a little bit confused what's going on, don't worry. The reason for it is obviously we are resetting with a clean slate, and we're going to start getting a new storyline. So I hope we do have some of these parallels drawn between old Fortnite and new Fortnite, but I honestly really want to see what this new creative director can come up with in making entirely new experiences. I'm sure Fortnite wouldn't have hired him with the amount of money they have if he wasn't going to be good at his job. And Donald Musk has done a great job with the creative direction of a lot of Fortnite, but we're lacking some kind of events now. We don't really have that strong of a storyline going on. It doesn't feel anything like it did back in the day. So hopefully a massive live event at the end of this season to explain what's happening and then kick off a new version of the storyline is going to be incredible. And we know we are getting a big live event at this end of this season. We know that we're going to get a black hole downtime, and we know chapter 5 is going to be massive. So as much as this map looks a little bit iffy for now, I'm going to say it's a very early rendition. I hope when they add a bit more to it, it'll be a lot more exciting to look at. Now, OG Fortnite isn't perfect. A lot of people have been asking my opinion on it so far. Obviously, the biggest complaint going right now is the lack of shields. The fact that chug jugs are more common than minis is quite honestly a problem, and a lot of the fun weapons, whether it be hunting rifles or bolt action sniper rifles or just some of the more interesting items to get a hold of, are pretty much impossible to find. If I didn't watch so many tournaments today, I'd be convinced that spazzes just don't exist. You honestly never see them unless it's a crazy tournament where pros are dropping like 50 bombs, but overall the reception has been amazing. And as far as these changes, I don't know if Epic is actually going to make updates throughout the week, because we are changing the loot pool every few days. It's only a few days away when we're going to the season 6 version of the current loot pool, and we're going to be adding things like epic slurp juices, which could have a huge effect on some of the complaints people are having. Obviously, a lot of people are asking for Siphon to come back to the game, and people wondering why are shields so hard to find, but this might be a deliberate choice from Epic. The same reason why we think they got rid of Siphon is because they don't like when players play super aggressive. They don't want people dropping 20 bombs in the whole lobby, just running heals into heals into heals. When the meds are so hard to find, it really slows down that aggression and makes people play more careful. And if you try to W key that heavy, it's often a lot harder, and a worse player, someone who's been playing more safe, can probably take you out, which is kind of what Epic wants. So I don't know if they're going to try and fix this current issue that a lot of people have, but either way, it is clearly not hurting people's enjoyment. The player count is phenomenal. One thing that has a lot of people excited is last time we saw a massive peak in player base like this around this time of year, it led to the Winter Royale and a massive increase in the prize pool for Winter Royale. Seeing the response to Duo Arena, which they just announced at the time, led them to believe they should put a bunch of money into a tournament to try to, capitalize on that many people playing the game. And right now, as far as a lot of people are asking, do I think there'll be a Winter Royale this season? I don't know. There is a 2-week break pretty much at the end of this season for competitive, where the only tournaments we have is the solo victory cups and the duo no build victory cups. We have 39 skirmishes, 39 different tournaments they're running, and they're currently running them only in the first 2 weeks, and they're cramming all of them into 6 days, to the point where we pretty much have tournaments overlapping each other with similar formats on the same region. And I don't know why they would combine all these tournaments and run them all at the same time and then just leave 2 weeks of, a bunch of days of nothing going on, unless there was a reason, unless they were saving those days for something. So again, it could be me just being overly hopeful, but I would not be surprised to see a Winter Royale at the end of this season, but I don't know if it's me just being hopeful. If you asked me at the start of the season or last season, do I think there'll be a Winter Royale? I would have said no, but right now, Fortnite is absolutely on top, and if there's anything Epic's good at doing, it's good at capitalizing when they have eyes on them. So fingers crossed, but honestly, I don't know. Speaking of tournaments, we have a bunch to cover today. Like I said, we had so many skirmishes across the different regions. If you don't know how they're working, they're a combination of no build and build, duos and squad tournaments. And today we saw record after record being broken over on NA. We had our first NA build tournament in quite a long time, and we kicked it off with what I thought was going to be the kill record for the day. Clix, Centered, Favs, and Epic Whale getting 68 kills in their first game, only to go on and have this record beaten like half an hour or 45 minutes later by Dukes, Mero, Pump, and Polarized, who dropped a 71 elim win. Now, this tournament was a little bit weird because we had the Duo Build Cup, which went for the first 2 hours, and then in the last hour, the Squad Cup started. A lot of these guys went from playing the Duo tournament and then late queued into squads, and some of them went on to actually make really good money, even making the maximum amount of money you can, like Booga, starting incredibly late. They only ended up playing 5 games, and they came third place overall, earning them the top prize money. So it led to a bunch of ridiculous performances, but they didn't get a kill record. But I got to give a huge shout out to Bucky, Okus, Mason, and Cam, who in their first game managed to drop 5 wins in a row. 56 elim win, 23 elim win, 23 elim win, 30 elim win, and an 18 elim win. Despite having a bit of a rougher finish to the tournament, they pretty much went down on spawn 4 games in a row after that. Because they popped off so hard, they ended up holding on to their first place slot. And watching squads in a meta that actually is a bit goofy but still competitive, and servers that can handle it, I don't know what's going on with the game right now. I'm guessing it's because there's just not all the craziness we're used to. The jungle biome with all the plants, all the animals, all the different things that need to be rendered, all the NPCs, all the crazy items. The game is running so well right now. Frame rate wise, ping wise, input delay, everyone is loving the performance of the season, except for Central players. There is currently a bug right now that is leading to huge packet loss issues on Central, to the point where it basically feels like you're playing on 2000 ping. You can't even move, and unfortunately it's happening during tournaments. There's no way to stop it, and for some people, and honestly most players, it's happening like every single game to them. So hopefully that can get sorted out ASAP, because otherwise the tournament performance right now is amazing. It wasn't just about the squad cups, we also had duo tournaments today, and we had the return of Mongraal, but wait, it gets better, playing alongside Mitro. He queued up for the EU Duo Build Cup, and after a bit of a shaky start, they went down pretty early in their first 2 games. They pulled off a 28 elim win in their 3rd game, and it felt so good to see them back. I mean, a lot of people were suspecting Mongraal was coming back. He made some tweets leading into it. I thought maybe he'll play for a few hours on the launch day, maybe a few hours the next day, and then maybe he'd take a break for a couple of days. He has done between 10 to 12 plus hour streams every day since Fortnite OG has launched. Like, Mongraal is well and truly back, between playing creative, playing tournaments, playing pubs, playing with Savage, playing with Clicks. He's been playing with a bunch of content creators, helping make videos with Cypher PK. He's been playing with Speed on stream. It's just been honestly the complete return of Mongraal, like he never left, and it's been super fun to watch, and I really hope he sticks around. It is awesome because it's dragging so many of those OG viewers back into the game. They love watching Mongraal, they stick around, they check out some of the other pros who are popping off right now. We get to watch people like Savage, Clicks, and Mongraal all playing together. It's just been really nice, and it fits so well with the OG vibe they're going for. It wasn't all just about Mongraal though. We had another big OG, Mr. Savage, actually go on to win the tournament with his new duo Pink, winning 5 of their 7 matches. They got a 29 elim win, 19 elim win, 9 elim win, 10 elim 4th, 8 elim win, 4 elim win, and then a 0 elim 14th. Now I say new duo, we don't really know exactly what's going on here. I believe Mr. Savage wants to duo with Pink, but Pink said he still had every intention of doing with Vico. When I made my tweet talking about how well they were playing, we had other pros like Seti pretty much saying that's it, Pink is going to drop Vico and play for Savage. But I don't know exactly what's going on with a lot of these teams. Remember, we don't know if we're going back to duos as the main competitive game mode. We could be going to solos, trios, squads. We could do a 50v50 FNCS for all we know. So I wouldn't focus too much on who's playing with who and what that means going forward, but it was awesome to see Savage winning and absolutely popping off again. We did have a bit of an issue today with the tournaments, especially in no builds, and of course it is cheaters. We have cheaters running rampant for the last few seasons now. I don't cover it too much in my videos because it's always a downer topic, but I do have to point out a bit of an issue. I can't just talk about all the good things going on with OG Fortnite right now and just ignore some of the negatives. So we had on the EU no build tournament this morning, Boop tweeted out that 10 of the 25 teams that made money in the first OG skirmish tournament are cheating. This was the first prize money tournament of OG Fortnite, and 10 out of the 25 teams are suspected for cheating, potentially even more. And I'm not talking like, oh, they hit a couple good shots or it looked like maybe they knew where players were on the map. I'm talking straight up dial to the 9 aimbot, and it's been really unfortunate to see. It's mostly plaguing no builds. I haven't seen it happen too much today in the builds tournament, which is mostly what I watched, but it does suck, and I really hope Epic can get on top of it ASAP. We did see quite a few people getting banned today, a few notable people in the scene banned for cheating, and that's been well documented. So hopefully it means Epic is trying to do something about it, because with how much hype there is on the new season and trying to get those people in a competitive, I can only imagine what it must be like being like, oh, you know, Timmy, let's go play the no build EU Cup together, it'll be so much fun, and then you just die to rage hackers in 2 of your 6 games, give up, and you never want to play competitive again. So I really hope Epic gets on top of it. I hope it doesn't continue to be an issue. that's everything going on right now in OG Fortnite. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.